Hello, this is Jim with Nerd Truckin', and today I'm going to be doing another convention review video for you guys. Today's video is going to be on Bell County Comic Con up in Belton, Texas. Alright, so I'm going to start with just a little information, the layout, kind of just things, then move into events and my general opinion. So let's get started. General info. Like I said, it was Bell County Comic Con held at the Bell County Expo Center in Belton, Texas, over the weekend of August 7th through 8th. So just a two-day con. The event was split into three halls with food trucks outside. Now you have the main hall, which was Hall A. It was a basketball arena that held the main guest artists, vendors, artists on the floor. Uh, there was a DJ setup, and there was actually live music that did sets provided by Sheilava, linked to their page below, with advertisers placed along the rotunda thing. Or there was a chiropractor there. There was a hookah bar, a gym. One lady doing bathroom renovations and things. It was like they had a couple of things along the rotunda there. Hall B, which was located in the same building, had a small selection of vendors. This is where BitBar was set up. More on them later. The guest photo ops booth and the main panel room were also in Hall B. Hall C was located in another building, so there was a little walking outside when crossing between the two halves of the con. In Hall C, there were that was where, if you prepaid for your badge, that's where you pick that up. You had more vendors and artists. You had fandom cars such as Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, the Batmobile, and even Bumblebee decided to make an appearance and dance for us a little bit when he wasn't taking pictures with all his adoring fans. The 501st made an appearance with the Mandalorian mercs, and right across from them there was also a little Jedi Padawan training station that looked like they were, teaching kids how to do choreographed lightsaber fights, which I thought was pretty cool. This is also where the gaming areas were located. A line of monitors and consoles were set up with tournaments such as Super Smash Bros., Mortal Kombat, and Killer Instinct. They also had a card gaming section where games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh were played. They also had a couple of tournaments for them as well. Next to the gaming and finishing off Hall C was a petting zoo provided by Tiny Hooves Rescue and Petting Zoo. Tiny Hooves is a 501c3 nonprofit farm and exotic animal rescue operation located in Temple, Texas. They offer petting zoos, animalgrams, educational programs, animal therapy, etc. These services help them fund their rescue or their animal rescue. They became official in 2017 and have since been able to save over 1,000 animals in the past 5 years. So if you feel like getting more information or would like to send a donation to help them with their mission, I'll post a link in the description box below for you to check them out. Last for the halls was Hall D. That was a small room over the main hall. This used to be where they held their gaming section, but this year they turned it into the smaller panel stage. Now, outside of the main hall, next to the parking lot, were where where most of the food trucks were parked and located. There were a good variety, so everyone could get something to keep them going through the day. They also had a few in between the two buildings, halls A and B and C, like in that little walkway between. They had burgers, pizza, they had a turkey legs, they even had Pecos Pete serving up cool, refreshing drinks all weekend long. So thank you for that, Mr. Pete. Now, as for the guest, who was the main draw this year that made everyone want to come out to Belton? This year they brought a different variety of guests, so there was something for everyone. They had Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk, great guy, very nice. Bei Ling, Sergeant Slaughter, Stephanie Naldoni, Peter Dante, Leah Clark, Hector David Jr., Rami J, or it's like J Sharf, I believe that's how her name is pronounced. I apologize if it isn't. Mark Britton and others. So there was a good mix between TV actors, movie stars, and voice actors, and a few names I haven't seen before at conventions, which was like, someone that goes to a lot of conventions. It's nice seeing a good variety and different things, or like, different people. It was like, come and be able to get to meet. All right, now that general information and guest list aside, how was the event? Well, I can tell you my experience as an attendee, and I can give you some feedback from the vendors I questioned about their experience over the weekend. As an attendee, I enjoyed myself. They had a large selection of vendors to choose from and artist styles available to separate my money from my wallet. There was a small car show outside as well as a blood drive going on for the duration of the event. There were so many different things to do and see that you had to spend days there just to be sure you really saw and experienced everything. Now the convention only went from 10 until 6, so it was a little shorter than you usually see from other events. So with the time crunch, 2 days was needed. Other thing there were plenty amount of were people in great cosplays. The people of Texas did not disappoint when it came to bringing out their best cosplays. Now, I have to note that one thing is a little different than other cons. The kids cosplay contest was held on Saturday, and the adult contest was held on Sunday. So that was different. Unfortunately, I did have to miss the adult contest on Sunday because I had a 3-hour drive home. I'm sorry, but it also was posted to start at 3:30 and it didn't start until 4:30. So a little miscommunication there. But no big deal. Alright, now before I give my opinion on the event and share what the vendors had to say, I'm going to come back or talk a little bit about Bit Bar. Bit Bar was the location and Bit Bar was the official location of the after party of the convention. Bit Bar is located in Temple, Texas. Now, I've never heard of this place before, but had nothing better to do for that night, so I went to go check them out. Bit Bar is a little bar with classical arcades surrounding the walls, all free to play. I got in, there was a small cover charge, and because I went to the con, they gave me a free Bit Bar t-shirt. Anyway, they had all the games you might want. They had football, or a football game, basketball, Mortal Kombat, Golden Axe. They had Pac-Man, Pac-Man, a Spider-Man game, Ninja Turtles, Area 51. Just all it's like a good variety of different arcade games. They had, they have a little outside patio, and outside they have a bunch of park benches set up. They had large Connect 4 game, as well as a giant Jenga set. And a game where you throw beanbags into a piece of wood with holes in it. It's similar to horseshoes. I can't think of the name. I apologize. I'm just sorry. I just could not think of the name. Throughout the night, a few celebrities came out to have a good time as well. I personally saw Peter Dante hanging out and Mark Britton taking a couple of selfies, so there might have been a few others, but I didn't recognize them sadly, and I think I only left after a couple of hours as well, because I was tired, so I only spent a couple hours there. But highlight of the night for me, though, was I had taken the high score on Pac-Man. I got it up to about 18,000. And I thought it was cool. I had never played Pac-Man before. I thought it was great. And that lasted all of 3 minutes when the lady who went next took the high score from 18,000 all the way to about 178,000. I wish I recorded that. That was pretty epic to watch, and yeah, it's like she was just a beast. Anyway, all right, moving on. All right, now to share my opinion on the event and what the vendors had to say as well. Overall, it was a good convention and had a lot of fun. Very good chance I'll be adding this to my list next year. And from all the vendors I talked to, they all feel the same way. The general complaint that it seems everyone had was the size of the venue and the crowding. From the line outside to the door to the floor of the main hall, took me about 22 minutes to, or it's like just to get there. Most of it was in the rotunda of the basketball arena. The hallway was so crammed with people that it felt that if there was an emergency, a number of people would have gotten hurt trying to escape. I hate to say it, but that's what it felt like. The lines were so long and kept crisscrossing each other that it seemed just to make them a little bit longer. As someone who was trying to make a video with, or it's like of the cosplayers, it was very difficult trying to find enough space to film someone for more than, or it's like for 10 seconds without, or it's like without too many people around. So I just took what I can get. From the vendor side, a few expressed concerns over the crowds keeping people from coming up to their booth. Either they would want to come check it out but couldn't, but couldn't get past the line to do so, or the lines from the guests stretched so far down the aisles that it actually blocked other people from coming up to them. Now I can understand why the crowds were that big. First convention back after lockdowns, and everyone wanted to go out and do something. I think the convention posted that they were sold out of Saturday passes at about 1 p.m. So with VIP weekend passes and Saturday passes, there were a lot of people. It was a very good draw. So as far as the crowds go, that may be something we'd have to deal with for future conventions, unfortunately, unless either the con limits the amount of tickets, buy a bit, or they fork over the money to build a new, larger venue. If they want to keep it in Belton, if they want to move it somewhere else, if there is another place in Bell County, then that's an option that I'm sure they'll look into, but I personally don't know. But that was the main complaint from almost everyone. Other things that are that could have, a couple other things that the vendors told me, and of course I just pretty much picked about a dozen at random in each of the halls. A couple other things. They could have sent a few of the volunteers around to give some of the vendors a break. A couple of the vendors were there alone and weren't able to leave because they didn't have anyone watching their booths. So it's a few of them said that they wish they could have been, or it's a few of them said they wished they could have been allowed out the door closer to the exhibitor parking lot instead of having to go all the way around, adding a lot of time to their walk. The door closest to the lot was said to be for the celebrity guests only, and they were not allowed to use it. They tried using a couple of the other doors, but those were also blocked off, and they were told that they had to go around the rotunda like all the other guests, out the exit that everyone else had to use, then go and come back this same way. But those were pretty much the two main complaints that I heard. Aside from that, all the generals and artists all agree that the con was very busy. It was their best year there. I did ask a lot, and they all answered as freely as they could. They all made a lot of money there, so it was very good for them. And all of them, say, they have this con marked on their calendar already. So, or if anyone is a vendor that sees this and you're thinking, hey, Bell County, they still have spots open, maybe, yeah, put it on your list to look into. That's the general consensus from the vendors that have been there since the beginning, at least. But so as an attendee, this has been a pretty solid convention to go to, and I think it only grow from year to year if they have the space, granted. But I believe they can do it. They keep bringing in good guests. They have great vendors, a great variety of things are to entertain you and keep you busy and just make great memories, or it's like great memories. And but yeah, that is about it. That's all I can really think of for now. Uh, Thank you for watching. This has been a review of Bell County Comic Con 2021. If you think of any elements of the convention you think I missed or think I should focus on more, please let me know down in the comments. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you can, please share the video to help me grow this channel. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep informed on new videos coming up. Because as convention season starts up again, I do plan on making this a regular thing. Alright, until the next video, guys, I will sign off. Have a good day.